Good night and welcome to Benalmadena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. The remodeling project for Avenida Antonio Machado keeps getting support from collectives of the municipality, as AECOS released a statement highlighting the need for this action, but stressing the importance of doing so, raising consensus.
Last Friday, Benalmadena's Mayor, Víctor Navas, valued positively the statement issued by Costa del Sol Association of Hotel and Catering Business, AECOS, in relation to the project to remodel and transform Avenida Antonio Machado. We value positively the statement made by AECOS that states its support for the project promoted by City Council, stressing the importance of collecting the maximum consensus among our citizens. Not only AECOS has expressed its agreement with the project, but other sectors, such as sport clubs, have already shown support. Benalmadena's Triathlon Club demanded a recent meeting spaces for sport or cycling, which is precisely one of the goals of this action. Also, companies of the importance of the best hotels group and traders in the area have shown support, always highlighting that the works will generate inconvenience when they arrive and should be properly planned to generate the least possible distortion in the area. The mayor recalled that this project was born out of citizen participation and matches the items that were necessary to access the EDUCI funds. This ambitious project was born of citizen participation, and we have been working on it for a long time, trying to comply with the various items, thanks to which we obtain the EDUCI funds, such as the CO2 reduction, a goal that we can only achieve by reducing road traffic in the area, or the creation of a cycle lane. These changes will be made with responsibility, trying to bring together all the sensitivities and seeking to comply with the city project demanded by citizens. The debate about the best city model for Benalmadena was a priority, and we opened it in a constructive way, encouraging citizen participation. But we cannot prolong this debate any longer. The project must be finished by December 2023, and we have to get down to work. Navas highlighted the amount of work that has already been done on preliminary projects. We will hold a new working group in the coming weeks with the productive sector. Our main concern as a government team is to generate quality employment for our citizens, and for this is essential to work with the business sector, which demands actions to promote a higher quality tourism. We are open to listen to constructive proposals from any sector, but we cannot leave things standing still or limit ourselves to a simple facelift on the avenue. There are infrastructures that are more than 30 years old, and we have to adapt the town to the new needs of residents and tourists. We have opted for in-depth action, the largest economic investment in the area in recent decades.
City Hall approved in January's plenary session a motion to ask Junta de Andalucía to begin the construction of new educational centers that the municipality needs.
Benalmadena's Mayor, Víctor Navas, and Education Councilman Pablo Centella announced last week that the municipal government would bring a motion to the ordinary plenary session celebrated last Thursday to ask Junta de Andalucía not to wait until 2025 to begin the construction of a new infant and primary school and a new secondary school in Benalmádena. The municipality's educational centers have fewer and fewer places available, and spaces such as playgrounds, libraries, and laboratories are being used to increase the number of classrooms due to the large increase in the number of pupils in recent years. Benalmádena has increased its population in the last 10 years by almost 20,000 people. In 2008, it had a registered population of 50,000 inhabitants, and now it has 70,000 registered residents, plus unregistered residents, which results in enormous pressure because no centers are being built to respond to this new demand for educational places. Navas explained that they've done everything at their hand as a municipal government. Since we came to the municipal government in 2015, we've been demanding the need for a new nursery, primary and secondary school in the city. When we arrived at the town hall, Benalmádena did not have land available to the Junta to build these centers, a process that we have already fulfilled by handing over 2 plots of land, valued at just over 1 million euros each, to the regional government for the creation of a secondary school in the Retamar area of Benalmádena Pueblo and a school in Finca Doña María. In 2018, the Junta ruled in favor of giving the green light to the construction of the high school in Benalmádena Pueblo with the aim of starting its construction in the 2019-2020 academic year. He stressed that the municipality cannot wait until 2025 for the new centers. Although the Junta announced last summer that it would fulfill its commitment, we cannot wait until 2025, and we know that the project has not even been drawn up, a process that is still out to tender. We will have to wait until at least 2025 to begin work on the new school, and we are asking the Junta for speed and agility in the procedures to undertake the construction of the educational centers. We have been offered to finance the construction of the school after making municipal land available to the Junta, so we ask for gestures and actions that allow the works to begin as soon as possible. For his part, Centella stressed that this government team has always been characterized by its institutional loyalty, but they couldn't stay quiet any longer. Now it's time to speak out. It's not acceptable that Benalmádena still does not have new educational centers. 4 years after we made land available to the Junta for the construction of a new secondary school and a new school. In the last 4 years, nothing has been done by the Junta. Juanma Moreno's government is playing with the citizens of Benalmádena. A few months ago, they announced 15 million in investment in educational centers, which we still have no news of and which they are unlikely to be able to carry out because they are about to call regional elections. The motion was finally approved at the plenary session with the votes of the government team.
Benalmádena City Hall keeps betting on a new model for our city, pushing a more sustainable mobility. Part of that strategy is requesting the creation of a new cercanías station at Nueva Torre Quebrada.
Benalmádena's Mayor Víctor Navas held a meeting on Monday with the Rail Network General Director for Planning and Evaluation, Casimiro Iglesias, and ADIF General Director for Planning, Strategy and Projects, Montserrat Rayo. The goal behind this encounter was to convey again a citizen demand addressing the creation of a new stop in Nueva Torre Quebrada on the route of the Málaga-Fuengirola cercanías. We began to push for the creation of a new stop in Nueva Torre Quebrada during the last legislature, resulting in ADIF making a demand report in November 2020, issued both to the opposition parties and the rest of the citizenship, which argued that the opening of a new stop could affect the operation of the line itself, causing a cost overrun that could affect the service. We will continue to be persistent in the defense of the citizen demand. We understand that the conditions of mobility in Benalmádena have changed since November 2020, and we have again contacted the Ministry of Transport with the intention of restarting the project and re-evaluating other possible alternatives. Navas highlighted the mobility changes that Benalmádena is experiencing with a clear bet on a more sustainable model. We believe that now is the time to commission a new demand study that addresses the current circumstances that are occurring in the city, with the transformation of Benalmádena Costa, on which we are working through the urban strategy for sustainable development, to promote a more sustainable and less polluting mobility, an aspect that would favor the viability of a new cercanías stop in Nueva Torre Quebrada. The mayor said that both parties have agreed to hold a new meeting within 3 months in which they hope to provide new studies on the feasibility of the initiative. With this announcement, we do not want to raise false expectations, only to confirm that the government team is continuing to work to make this new halt a reality. In the design of a new mobility for Benalmádena, we continue to focus on reducing road traffic in the area around Avenida Antonio Machado while promoting the free use of public transport as an alternative, increasing its frequency and working on the development of new routes. A new Cercanías station in Nueva Torre Quebrada would improve and deepen this new model of mobility with less pollution and favoring the use of public transport.
The Sport Harbour announced that they filed a complaint against the owner of Willow for procedural fraud and false documentation after being sentenced to pay €300,000 as compensation, a sentence that they also appealed.
Esport Harbour Councilwoman Encarnación Cortés spoke with us last Friday to announce that given the evidence of the facts and after the trial, the municipal company has filed a lawsuit against the owner of the Willow for alleged procedural fraud and false documentation, considering that the contract provided to claim more than €13 million to the entity does not have any legal or administrative validity. The owner filed a lawsuit against the port in which he claimed the payment of this amount, sued on the basis of an alleged €1 million rental contract with a third party. The alleged contract was not provided with the lawsuit, only a document printed on a computer without any signature and, despite being called a rental contract, neither the payment of the deposit nor the payment of any amount to prove the real existence of the contract was accredited. An expert economist accredited that the leasing company could not comply with the terms of the contract, both because it was in a state of dissolution and because it had an open file with the National Securities Market Commission, which announced to investors that it did not meet the necessary requirements for contracting, and no document was provided to accredit the previous negotiation with that company. The councilwoman explained that the ruling upheld the marina's request for the immediate removal of the vessel from the berth it currently occupies. No claim had ever made to the Sport Harbour beforehand for any amount under this contract. We were not informed of its existence, and no person who had signed it ever testified at the trial. They didn't provide any document to prove it even prior negotiation with that company. We have challenged the validity of the document in the reply to the lawsuit and appealed its admission out of time. This initial judgment has upheld our request for the immediate removal of the vessel from the berth it currently occupies, and, if it is impossible to refloat it, for its scrapping and removal of the wreckage. Cortés points out that wants to show its disagreement with the sentence, and they will file an appeal. Although they have claimed more than €13 million and the net amount has only been estimated at around €300,000, which is an estimate of barely 2%, the Sport Harbour wished to show its disagreement with the content of the sentence, and therefore we announce that we will present the corresponding appeal to request the dismissal of the lawsuit.
Once again, this year, Torre Quebrada's casino has donated its orphan chips to an association from the municipality. On this occasion, the proceeds will go to the Asís Foundation.
It is not difficult to imagine a situation where a person loses a chip at a casino. There are the orphan chips, a denomination included in the casino gaming regulations, which specifies that there must be registered and redeemed. The money is then given to the municipality to which the casino belongs, that will allocate the amount to social assistance or beneficiary works. Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and social welfare councilwoman Alicia Ladaga participated last week in the donation of the money raised by the Torre Quebrada casino, which this year went to Asís. The casino managing director, Blas Estepa, handed over the check, value in €1,149, to the social worker, Cintia Grajal. Today, we are staging the handover of the proceeds of the orphan tokens, an amount that every year goes to the municipality's social service associations, an assignment protected by law. From the town hall, we put a social association in contact with the casino to formalize this session. The mayor highlighted the iconic character of this casino and spoke about the bridge housing project that City Hall organized with Asís. Casino Torre Quebrada is one of the most important companies in the city for its turnover and for the employment and wealth it generates in the municipality, and Asís Benalmádena does immeasurable work in the city, serving vulnerable people who in many cases have no papers and cannot be registered, which considerably hinders their access to aid and social benefits. In addition, this past year, together with Asís, we set up a breeding housing project to provide temporary accommodation for people with difficulties who need housing. Grajal was very grateful for the choice of Asís as the recipient of this economic endowment and tell us what it will be used for. With the donation, we are undertaking a project called Entre Impresiones y Papeles, aimed at acquiring stationery and printing material for the daily work of the association and for families in need, who will also be able to acquire school material. The association has been working in Benalmádena for almost 20 years with people at risk of social exclusion, both Spanish and immigrants, regardless for their legal, juridical, or administrative situation. We thank Social Welfare for always remembering the associations of the municipality and the Casino Torre Quebrada for its donation of the orphan tokens to be used in social projects. La Daga explained that it is the town hall who is responsible for analyzing the needs of each association and choosing who will receive the grant each year, asking them to draw up a project. We choose each year a different association in the municipality, which presents us with an action program in which they will invest the amount donated. Asís Benalmádena is an association that has been working for many years in the municipality with all those people who are at risk of social exclusion, also serving those foreigners who lack papers or residence permits that prevent them from entering the system that could facilitate their access to social benefits.
And these are today's headlines. ICO supports the new project for Antonio Machado. City Hall approved a motion to ask for new educational centers. Navas meets with Adif to push a new stop at Nueva Torre Quebrada. The Sport Harbour files a lawsuit against the owner of Willow. Torre Quebrada's casino donates its orphan chips to Asís Foundation. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with slightly cloudy skies with intervals of high clouds, becoming cloudy with low clouds at the end of the day. Morning temperatures decreasing inland and unchanged on the coast. Minimum temperatures decreasing inland and unchanged on the coast. Maximum temperatures unchanged inland and decreasing on the coast. Winds from the northwest becoming easterly during the morning. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.